Okay. Good afternoon, Honorable Director Sir, respected Principal Madam, teachers, and my dear juniors. Today's seminar is especially for you, so I would love to welcome you all. To proceed further, I would like to call my companion Kashish. So, Kashish, since we are addressing the juniors today, and there was a time when we were one of them, I would like to ask you which subject has been your ultimate favorite and why?
For me, science turned out to be the most interesting subject. I loved how we were able to relate every bit of it with our daily lives. The more I learned about science, the more I started to notice every law of science in our daily life. With every work I did, I tried to acknowledge the science behind it.
That was an amazing answer, Kashish. Actually, one of the reasons why we are having this seminar today is to promote and feed this curiosity that our juniors have towards science and their day to day life. In spite of that, we will be telling much more about certain scientists, engineers, and entrepreneurs who have come up with different ideas and inventions, and how their inventions are related to the science that our juniors are learning in school.
So let's begin to learn about the amazing scientists and the way their theories and work changed our past is forming our future.
So, this is what we are going for. A quick note before we start, the seminar is going to be held in two sections by two teams. Also, at the end, we will be forwarding a short quiz based upon the knowledge that you'll be getting by our presenters. So, I hope you all listen carefully, as the student who will be scoring the maximum in that quiz will be getting an appreciation certificate. With that, I would love to introduce you all to the members of the first group. So we have Saloni, Rajni, and Manveer sharing their expertise on alternating current. After that, we have Anmol, Shivang, and Jashnika sharing their knowledge on Tesla Tower. After that, we have Akhand, Arpit, and Preetham telling us about remote control. Lastly, we have Shipra sharing information about Tesla's other inventions. To start with, today's first section's spotlight is on the life and work of a visionary, a great scientist, Nikola Tesla. Ever wondered in which form is the electricity coming to your house? Or, as we know, there will be wireless electricity transmission in future. Have you ever thought how this idea had come up? Or how the space agencies are controlling the satellites which are in outer space without any direct contact with them? Well, now that you all must be really thinking about these questions and finding them fascinating, let me tell you, there's so much more about Tesla than what you think. So, what are we waiting for? Let's find out.
As our moderator has told you that we will be telling you about Nikola and his work, let's find out who he was. He was born in 1856 in Smiljan, Croatia. He is known for the invention of alternating current. The red current was found by Thomas Edison. So let's talk about डीसी फर्स्ट. डीसी एक ऐसा करंट है जो कि एक साइड फ्लो करता है, जैसे कि इलेक्ट्रोकेमिकल सेल्स या बैटरी में. As we can see on the slide, the current is moving from positive terminal to the negative terminal. This type of current is used in clocks, toys, which require battery or cell. But Nikola Tesla found some problems in direct current. That's why he worked on AC. Let's find out what were the problems. First, it cannot travel long distances. ये हाई वोल्टेज पे प्रोड्यूस नहीं हो सकता है और इसके डीसी स्विचेस और सर्किट ब्रेकर्स भी काफी ज्यादा कॉस्टली होते हैं. Thomas was a businessman too, and he was receiving many orders for his DC power plant stations that were necessary for industrialization. To illuminate whole New York City, 100 DC power plant stations were required. Hence, it was not affordable, so the industrialization process was also very slow. As Saloni has told you about the invention of alternating current by the great scientist Nikola Tesla, Now I will share some more information about AC and its advantages over DC. AC is a flow of charge जो कि अपना direction per second at regular interval change करता है. Industrialization was not possible with direct current because direct current large distance travel नहीं कर सकता and even it does not have high voltage which is required by some machines. If we talk about Niagara Falls, which is one of the biggest waterfall in the world, then the electricity produced by it can be taken up to only 1 mile with the help of DC. But alternating current can transmit the electricity produced by it to whole USA. Hence, alternating current is less expensive and easily generate हो जाता है as compared to direct current due to less energy losses in power transmission. I will explain AC and DC with the help of the graph. Let's start with AC first. The magnitude of AC first increases with time, becomes maximum, and starts decreasing to zero. It continues to decrease, becomes maximum negative, and returns back to its original position. This cycle repeats again and again. But in DC graph, we can see that it is just a straight line because magnitude of DC does not change with respect to time.
Now, we will try to explain this with the help of a video. Nikola Tesla began to work in Edison's powerhouse and उन्होंने डीसी इलेक्ट्रिक मोटर को रिपेयर करने के लिए 6 months काम किया. He devoted 20 hours a day for this. The more he worked, more he understood that it was not perfect at all. निकोला टेस्ला ने एक नई टाइप की मोटर डिजाइन की to make a new type of current, that is AC. The DC current was able to be transmitted for only 1 mile, while AC current was able to transmit longer distance. To lighten New York City with DC, we would require a large number of powerhouses, but a single AC powerhouse would be enough to do so. Alternating current has transformed the electrical industry by making them capable of powering motor, transmission systems and other machines. मोटर एक ऐसा डिवाइस है जो इलेक्ट्रिकल एनर्जी को मैकेनिकल एनर्जी में कन्वर्ट करता है. In fact, almost every household in the world is powered by AC and then converted into DC by a device known as rectifier. Therefore, हम ये कह सकते हैं कि हमारे द्वारा यूज किए गए ज्यादातर डिवाइसेस जैसे कि लैपटॉप, एलईडी जो करंट यूज करते हैं वो डीसी की फॉर्म में होता है, लेकिन वो करंट जब उन तक सप्लाई किया जाता है तब वो एसी की फॉर्म में होता है. Many of us were not aware of the real person behind it. We hope you all now know that it was Nikola Tesla.
The second main invention we are going to talk about is Tesla Tower. But the main question about Tesla Tower is, what was the need of it and why Tesla wanted to make it? Tesla had already invented the AC current, yet came up with the invention of the Tesla Tower because लोग AC current के invention पर believe कर नहीं रहे थे. But with the tower, he looked forward to transmit electricity without the help of DC power stations. Tesla believed that this tower will allow him to transmit electricity to places it had been impossible to reach before. He thought of directing electricity through the atmosphere on Earth, which anyone could use with correct equipment provided. जितने भी flying objects जो हम science fiction movies में देखते थे, जैसे कि UFO and spaceships, ये सब Tesla Tower के invention से possible हो सकते थे. The basic idea behind the Tesla Tower was to transmit the thunderstorm electricity to the whole city at no cost. Tesla saw the beginning of a network with at least 30 towers around the world. He believed that electricity could be conveyed to each and every point in this world.
Construction of Tesla Tower. Tesla Tower was constructed in 1901, and the height of this tower was about 186 feet. Tesla Tower consisted of a primary coil and a secondary coil. The one end of the secondary coil was connected to ground, and other end was raised to a great height. Some other parts of Tesla Tower are spark gap, transformer, capacitor, and metallic hemisphere. Working of Tesla Tower. When the lightning of the storm hits the metallic hemisphere on the top of the tower, electric charge gets stored in the capacitors. The capacitors supply power to primary coil and in turn create magnetic field. When the magnetic field of both primary and secondary coil get merged, an electric spark of several million volt is generated. This electric spark ionizes the upper layer of atmosphere and hence electricity is transmitted wirelessly through both ground and atmosphere. In general or in layman language, जब भी गरजते बादलों की बिजली टावर के हेमिस्फीयर पर गिरती थी तो सारी की सारी इलेक्ट्रिसिटी कैपेसिटर्स में स्टोर होकर छोटे छोटे इलेक्ट्रिकल कंपोनेंट्स को पावर करती और सेवरल मिलियन वोल्ट्स का स्पार्क प्रोड्यूस होता जिससे वायरलेसली इलेक्ट्रिसिटी कंडक्ट होती.
Businessmen from a local electric company in Colorado Springs who were researching the electric potential of thunderstorms. It was they who invited me there. The fact that Colorado Springs is located in a zone of strong geomagnetic activity intrigued me. What this means is there are more thunderstorms in that area than there is sunshine. The local engineers wanted to know if there is any way to accumulate the energy produced by lightning strikes and then use it. Of course, I could not pass up a chance to participate in such a unique experiment. The laboratory I built there was ideal. I put up a sign there saying, "Abandon all hope, ye who enter here," and began to do my geomagnetic research. In the center of my lab, I built this massive transformer. One end of its primary winding was grounded, and the other end I raised to a great height. As a result, this device was able to store energy and produce a lightning-like current of several million volts and a frequency of 150,000 hertz. But I wanted more. I wanted to know whether this technology could transmit energy wirelessly over long distances using the ground as a transmitter. Not far from the lab, I put 200 bulbs in the ground and waited for a storm. As soon as the ball at the top of the mast was struck by lightning, my laboratory came to life. The transformer collected the lightning energy and threw it into the atmosphere with triple force. Try to imagine it. I had created man-made lightning that was 40 meters long. The energy flow covered the city. The entire city was literally saturated with electricity. I didn't expect such an effect, but my theories had been proven. I was able to transmit an electric charge wirelessly across the ground. 200 bulbs were lit at a 25-mile radius from the Tower Razam.
First of all, can I ask if I'm audible?
Yes, you are.
Thank you, Parnika. The video we just showed you right now gave a background of Tesla's making of the Tesla Tower. He tells us that he started working on it in the place of Colorado Springs because of the very frequent thunderstorms it experiences. He wanted to capture the thunderstorm and generate it into a transmission 100 times more in voltage. He wanted it to be transmitted wirelessly using that tower. This video depicted his vision, where he tested the tower by burying several bulbs with their conductor parts in the ground within 25-mile radius of the tower. And he succeeded. He is able to saturate the whole atmosphere with the electricity his star generated. And he knows this innovation holds immense power to changing how the world worked. Tesla Tower was a great invention, as in the science world, but the people around him rather thought that he was performing black magic with his experiments. His invention faced criticism in the place of support. सबको ये लगने लगा था कि टेस्ला अपने एक्सपेरिमेंट्स की जगह उन पर काला जादू कर रहा है, जिससे उनकी जिंदगी पर असर पड़ रहा था. He faced constant criticism for that, and this was one of the main reasons he gave up making more innovations in the tower. He was in fact born in an era when transmission of electricity was believed to be a miracle itself. There were also some problems with the way Tesla explained his tower would work, and those were: Tesla Tower was not a tested invention. Tesla just made an error in estimation that he would be able to light a whole city or the whole world. Tesla Tower required a very high voltage input, which was not practically possible at that time. The electricity produced by the tower could not be transmitted in a single particular direction, but in all directions around it. And this led to energy wastage. एक डायरेक्शन में इलेक्ट्रिसिटी को ट्रांसमिट करने की जगह ये उसे हर डायरेक्शन में ट्रांसमिट करता था, जिससे काफी एनर्जी वेस्टेज होती थी. Any device brought close to the tower would receive the same amount of current, which is not ideal. Every device has its own capacity to consume current. And the high voltage emissions were also harmful for humans. Although there were disadvantages in the tower's working, one should not forget about the basic idea behind his invention, which was the benefit of mankind at minimum cost.
Moving further with Tesla's invention, I am going to tell you about radio control technology. You all must have seen remote control toys or boats, but have you ever wondered how these remote controls and boats communicate with each other without any direct connection between them? Well, if you haven't, don't worry. We will clear all the questions in your mind about this topic. In 1898, Nikola Tesla developed a remote control boat in which there was a secure communication between the transmitter and the receiver. This was for the first time when something about radio control was introduced and shown to the outside world. The first radio control boat was made in the form of a boat which was 4 feet long, and there were several switches on the boat on the remote to control and run the boat. The invention of radio control was a great invention because it was the basic foundation of robotics and space exploration. Through this video, we will explain you about Tesla's ideas behind this invention. He wanted the world to be of more practical toys. He also presented this idea to military, which was readily accepted. He introduced this first radio control boat in 1898 at the New York Electrical Exhibition. We expect that this video will clear your thoughts about radio control technology.
I was the one who invented the ability to control ships and airplanes by radio frequency. I introduced the first radio-controlled ship in 1898 during the New York Electrical Exhibition. Once I had perfected this technology, I brought about the era of larger, more practical toys. My research and experiments made it possible to control a warship remotely from the shore at a distance of 25 nautical miles. You see, it's really quite simple. Continuous control is possible via an automatically received signal of disparity between the desired and present location of the ship you're controlling, so you can make any object move to wherever you want. Naturally, The military immediately seized on the opportunity to control warships using radio waves. Since that time, the Pentagon has kept their eye on me. It is impossible to refuse them. At their request, I invented a radar locator to detect enemy submarines. Originally, I designed this instrument to search for minerals. I had other great ideas they could use. I was able to generate powerful electromagnetic fields that bend light and radio waves around any object, making the object completely invisible. This project was called Rainbow.
Let's talk about how radio control technology influences our day-to-day life. There are many uses of radio control technology in our day-to-day life. First of all comes the remote. Remote is the most simple device which works on the principle of radio control. We are able to change channels according to our needs with the help of TV remote only. Radio control technology is also used in toys like remote control cars, bikes, etc. The remotes of air conditioner also work on this technology. Radio control technology is widely used for military purposes. There are many ships and fighter jets that are operated with the help of remote control. Drones are also based on this technology, which are mainly used by police for security purposes.
Now I'm going to tell about the most important application of radio control technology, and that is the space missions and space explorations. Have you ever wondered how the space agencies like NASA, ISRO, etc. are able to send and control the satellites that are in outer space without any direct contact with them? This has become possible due to the radio signals which were first used by Nikola Tesla. The basic aim of this revolutionary invention was to show that objects can be controlled even without human aid. This technology is widely used by the space agencies for space missions and explorations. They completely control the satellites in outer space with the help of radio signals. If you have seen the movie Mission Mangal, then you must have observed how Akshay Kumar and his team were controlling the Mangalyaan at every moment with the help of radio control technology. Without this technology, space missions have no meaning. The idea of space traveling and establishment of life on Mars will be possible in future due to this radio control technology only. With the help of radio control technology. Without this technology, space missions
As we have already talked about main inventions of Tesla, now I'm going to give you information about other inventions of Nikola Tesla, and these include number 1, Tesla turbines. Tesla knew that the rise of piston engine in the automobile industry can change the world. With his determination, he made his own turbine style engine that used combustion to run the vehicle. The efficiency of this engine was near to 90%. Number 2, radio. We know that Mr. Marconi developed the first radio. But there is some problem with this fact. Nikola Tesla had already made the radio 5 years before Marconi. But he was not able to show that radio to outer world due to fire in his lab. Number 3, X-rays. Although the credit of developing the X-rays goes to Rontgen, but the first X-ray was done by Nikola Tesla. But he lost his work due to fire in the lab. Last but not the least, the neon lights. The neon lights and bulbs that are very popular in modern world were also invented by Nikola Tesla.
So guys, this is where we end with the first section of our seminar. For the second section, off to you, Kashish.
Hello everyone. So now we are going to tell you about who Elon Musk is. If you don't know about him, we are here to apprise you about him. He is the revolutionary of the century. वो अपनी अमेजिंग सोच और अनबिलीवेबल प्रोजेक्ट से ह्यूमन रेस के लिविंग स्टैंडर्ड्स को पूरी तरह से बदल रहा है.
बिना ड्राइवर के कार चलाना और हजारों मीलों के डिस्टेंस को सिर्फ 1 घंटे में ट्रैवल करना, ये बात आज से कुछ सालों पहले तक इम्पॉसिबल लगती थी. बट आज कुछ ऐसी कंपनीज हैं जैसे कि टेस्ला और हाइपरलूप जो इसको पॉसिबल बना रही है.
उम्मीद है कुछ समय पहले हुआ मिशन मंगल तो आप सबको याद ही होगा. इंडिया के अलावा केवल 3 और देश ही मार्स पर अपनी सैटेलाइट्स भेजने में कामयाब हो पाए थे. लेकिन मस्क ने तो यहाँ पर पूरी सिविलाइजेशन बसाने की तैयारी करी. नासा जैसी वर्ल्ड क्लास ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस को पीछे छोड़ते हुए मस्क ने मार्स पर रहने की पूरी तैयारी कर ली है और ये सब वो कर पा रहा है अपनी कंपनी स्पेसएक्स के थ्रू।
Neuralink and OpenAI are some of the major under development projects of Elon Musk. जिनको Neuralink या Elon के पोटेंशियल पर डाउट है, उनको मैं बता देता हूँ कि इस प्रेजेंटेशन में हम ये भी बताएंगे कि कैसे Neuralink और OpenAI आयरन मैन जैसे एक फिक्शनल कैरेक्टर को रियलिटी बना सकता है। बट लिस्ट यहाँ ख़त्म नहीं होती। Elon के और भी कई प्रोजेक्ट्स हैं जो कि ह्यूमंस के आने वाली जनरेशन्स का फ्यूचर बदलने वाले हैं। ये प्रोजेक्ट्स कौन से हैं और इनके पीछे क्या साइंस यूज हो रही है, ये सब आज हम आपको इस प्रेजेंटेशन में सिंपलेस्ट वे में समझाएंगे।
तो सब कुछ जानने के लिए हमारे साथ बने रहे। So, before stepping into the world of science and a revolutionary future, let us have a look into the life of this great man who is making it all possible for us. And for that, I would like to head towards Mopia Pal in Shivali Bish.
Looking for the Solution is the Biggest Problem by Elon Musk. Elon Musk is a far-sighted, futuristic, and has barrier-free thinking. He is a great book lover and has high creativity and is an enthusiastic person. Musk was born on 28 June 1971 to model Maya Musk and electromechanical engineer Errol Musk. Musk was raised in Pretoria, South Africa, alongside his younger brother Kimball and younger sister Tosco. At the age of 10, he read as many books as graduates read. At the age of 12, he designed a game by his own and sold it in $500. This shows if you have knowledge, then you can earn money at any age. In 1990, Musk entered Queen's University in Kingston, Ontario. 2 years later, he graduated in 1997 with a Bachelor of Science degree in Economics from the Wharton School and a Bachelor of Arts degree in Physics. He further went to the Stanford University.
Before being a billionaire, Musk's only assets were his brain and his vision to change the world and humanity. In 2002, Musk founded SpaceX, an aerospace manufacturer and space transport services company, of which he is the CEO, Chief Technology Officer, and lead designer. In 2004, he joined electrical vehicle manufacturer Tesla Motors as chairman and product architect, becoming its CEO in 2008. In 2006, he helped in designing SolarCity, a solar energy services company which was later acquired by Tesla and became Tesla Energy. In 2015, he co-founded OpenAI, a non-profitable research company that promotes friendly artificial intelligence. In 2016, he co-founded Neuralink, a neurotechnology company focused on developing brain-computer interfaces, and founded the Boring Company, a tunnel construction company. Musk proposed the Hyperloop, a high-speed tube train transportation system.
Now, Shreyan Singh will continue here and tell you about Elon's start.
तो चलिए वहीं से शुरू करते हैं जहां से इलॉन ने शुरू किया था। Zip2 एक अमेरिकन टेक कंपनी जो कि इलॉन का पहला स्टार्टअप थी। You can see it as an online version of Yellow Pages telephone directory with maps in it. क्योंकि ये उनका पहला स्टार्टअप था तो इस कंपनी में उनको CEO की पोजीशन नहीं दी गई, बट उनको अपना 7% शेयर मिला, जिसके बदले उन्हें $22 मिलियन मिले जब 1999 में कॉम्पैक्ट कंप्यूटर्स कॉर्प ने Zip2 को खरीदा। पर ये तो बस अभी शुरुआत थी। इसके बाद इलॉन और उनके कुछ फ्रेंड्स ने मिलके X.com एक ऑनलाइन बैंक को स्टार्ट किया। उस टाइम पर उन्होंने अपने सबसे बड़े कंपेटिटर कोफिनिटी के साथ मर्ज किया और कोफिनिटी को X.com के अंडर ले आए। अगले 3 महीने में कंपनी को काफ़ी लॉस हुआ और सब एक दूसरे पर ब्लेम डाल रहे थे। उसी समय इलॉन ने सोचा कि क्यों ना पेपाल को भी X.com के अंडर लाया जाए। Peter Thiel and other founders of PayPal were not very happy to hear this. So when Elon went on a vacation, there was a coup in the company and Peter Thiel replaced him as the CEO of the company. In 2002, Musk got 134 crore rupees when eBay purchased PayPal. To this day, many people say that he secretly holds some share of PayPal. Let's get deep into the life of Elon Musk through a video.
This small but strong start led to an amazing journey which has now brought a new era of technology. So, let's begin with this crucial and sustainable project, Solar City. For this, I would like to call Akshat Bansal.
सोलर सिटी कॉरपोरेशन इज अ पब्लिकली ट्रेडेड कंपनी जो फ्रेमोंट कैलिफोर्निया में लोकेटेड है। ये कंपनी उन प्रोडक्ट और सिस्टम को सेल एंड इंस्टॉल करती है जिनसे सोलर एनर्जी जनरेट करी जा सकती है। ये कंपनी 4 जुलाई 2006 में पीटर और लिंडन रीव ने मिलकर बनाई थी। टेस्ला ने इस कंपनी को 2016 में अप्रोक्सीमेटली $2.6 बिलियन विच इज इक्वल टू 19,358 करोड़ 98 लाख एंड 90,000 रुपीज में खरीद कर अपने साथ मिला लिया। सोलर सिटी एक ऐसी कंपनी है जो अपने प्रोडक्ट्स को लीज पर देती है, जिसके कारण कस्टमर्स को कोई अपफ्रंट कॉस्ट नहीं पे करनी पड़ती। इंस्टेड ऑफ दिस उन्हें 20 ईयर्स तक इन सिस्टम से जो पावर जनरेट होती है उसका प्राइस कंपनी को पे करना पड़ता है। जैसा कि हम सब जानते हैं, एलोन मस्क फार साइडेड पर्सन है। उन्हें ये पता है कि आने वाले वक्त में लोगों को किन किन चीज़ों की जरूरत पड़ेगी, इसलिए अब वो एक ऐसी सिटी को डेवलप कर रहे हैं जो थोरली सिर्फ सोलर एनर्जी पर काम करेगी। इस सोच का कारण ये है क्योंकि सोलर एनर्जी इको फ्रेंडली, सस्टेनेबल, पोल्यूशन क्रिएट नहीं करती एंड मोस्ट इम्पोर्टेंटली रिन्यूएबल रिसोर्स है इन कॉन्ट्रास्ट विद इलेक्ट्रिकल एनर्जी एंड फॉसिल फ्यूल्स। सो नाउ लेट्स सी अ वर्चुअल मैनिफेस्टेशन ऑफ द सिटी।
As communities and economies evolve, the way they use energy changes, and today's grid isn't flexible enough to meet these new and ever-changing needs. Costly upgrades become necessary to avoid outages, keep up with growth, and manage aging infrastructures. There's a better way to deliver energy, and it starts with the customer. This is a smart energy building. It's powered by solar and connected with intelligent devices that always communicate with each other. The system creates and stores energy throughout the day. Any extra energy flows back onto the grid to power neighbors and businesses. Those smart energy buildings then power entire communities. This is the grid of tomorrow. It's distributed, clean, and more cost-effective. It's built with the dynamic tools and technology that grid operators need. A distributed grid is more reliable. It's resilient to outages and self-healing when storms hit or physical attacks occur. With Solar City, this future is possible. We offer cutting-edge technology and dynamic control systems operators need to harness the distributed grid. And we have world-class engineering teams dedicated to building the tools and designing the systems to help utilities safely deliver reliable energy. Together, Solar City and utilities can build a better way to power the future.
तो जैसा कि आप सबने देखा कि इस सिटी का फ्रेमवर्क सोलर पैनल पर बेस्ड है and solar cells are the structural unit of solar panel. So now I am going to explain you all what is a solar cell. सोलर सेल्स को हम फोटोवोल्टेइक सेल भी कहते हैं और ये वो डिवाइसेस होते हैं जो हीट एनर्जी को इलेक्ट्रिकल एनर्जी में कन्वर्ट करते हैं। एंड नाउ यू ऑल आर गोइंग टू सी अ वीडियो फॉर बेटर अंडरस्टैंडिंग ऑफ हाउ अ सोलर सेल वर्क्स।
The generation of electricity on exposure to sunlight is known as the photovoltaic effect. This principle is used by solar cells to produce electricity. The solar cells are made up of semiconductors, mainly silicon, and comprises 3 layers. The top layer, called the N-type layer, is comparatively thin and contains high concentration of electrons. The bottom layer, called the P-type layer, contains high concentration of holes. When the p-type and the n-type semiconductor is joined, it forms a p-n junction. On forming a p-n junction, the electrons of the n-type material try to reach the p region, creating a negatively charged layer. Similarly, the holes of the p-type material try to reach the n region, creating a positively charged layer. This region between the two layers is known as the depletion region of the semiconductor. Sunlight penetrates the top thin layer easily to reach the depletion region. Due to the deficiency of charge in the depletion region, it contains neutral atoms. These neutral atoms are broken when the photons from the sunlight strike the depletion layer. This knocks the electrons from the neutral atoms, leaving behind the holes and producing free charge carriers. Then, the electrons move towards the n-type layer and the holes move towards the p-type layer due to the electric field present in the depletion region. On connecting an electronic circuit, the electrons flow through it, generating electricity to electrical devices like bulb, fan, etc.
Thanks, Akshat. Let's dig a little deeper into the science behind our favorite Tesla cars. So for this, I would like to call Hem Jhakar.
आप सबने टार्ज़न द वंडर कार मूवी के बारे में जरूर सुना होगा। बचपन में हम ये सब सोचते थे कि ये कैसे पॉसिबल है कि एक कार जो बिना ड्राइवर के चल सकती है। वेल, पहले ये सिर्फ एक सोच थी, और इलॉन मस्क ने इस सोच को रियलिटी में कन्वर्ट कर दिया। टेस्ला कार्स के सभी मॉडल्स ऑटो पायलट फीचर्स दे दिए थे, जिनकी मदद से ये कार बिना ड्राइवर के भी चल सकती, वर्किंग ऑफ एन ऑटो पायलट। अब आप सोच रहे होंगे कि ये कैसे पॉसिबल है। वेल, इसका जवाब है कि टेस्ला कार्स 360 डिग्री कैमरा सराउंडेड होती है, जिनकी मदद से ये कार्स हर डायरेक्शन में देख सकती है एंड ऑटोमेटिकली चल भी सकती है। टेस्ला कार्स 160 मीटर्स आगे एंड 160 मीटर्स पीछे की तरफ देख सकती है एंड रोड्स पे आने वाले सभी ऑब्जेक्ट्स, कार एंड एनिमल्स को सेंस भी कर सकती है। इन कार्स में एक कंप्यूटर फिट किया गया है जो इन्हें इंस्ट्रक्शंस देता है कि इन्हें किन लेन्स में रखना। इलेक्ट्रिक वर्किंग मैकेनिज्म। टेस्ला कार्स के हर मॉडल इलेक्ट्रिक एनर्जी में चलते हैं, जिसका मतलब है कि ये कार्स पेट्रोल या फिर डीजल का यूज नहीं हो सकती। एक टेस्ला कार्स में 7000 लिथियम आयन बैटरीज का यूज होता है एंड एक थिन शीट लेयर होती है। टेस्ला कार्स 12 आवर्स ऑफ चार्ज लेती है एंड इस चार्ज के बाद ये 600 किलोमीटर कवर कर सकती है।
Thanks him for explaining the magical science behind these cars. Enough of the cars moving on the land. Let's just get a little higher and fly into the space. In short, let's discuss about SpaceX. So, for this, I would like to call Siddharth Sharma.
Sure.
So, Siddharth, tell me about SpaceX. Like Elon Musk was a simple entrepreneur making money. Then, why all of a sudden he had this amazing idea to travel into the space and creating SpaceX?
So let me tell you, एलॉन को बचपन से ही स्पेस के बारे में पढ़ने का बहुत शौक था। उन्हें हमेशा से यकीन था कि इंसान के लिए स्पेस में जाना या मार्स पर रहना पॉसिबल हो। तो इसलिए एलॉन रशिया गए एडवांस्ड रॉकेट खरीदने। पर रशियन रॉकेट बहुत महंगे थे और सिर्फ एक बार ही काम में लाए जा सकते थे। उन्होंने निगोशिएट करने की भी बहुत कोशिश की, पर रशिया नहीं माना। इसके बाद एलॉन ने खुद ही रॉकेट साइज करना शुरू किया। उन्होंने नोटिस किया कि एक्चुअली रॉ मटेरियल से रॉकेट बनाना काफ़ी सस्ता है रशिया की तुलना में। उन्होंने अपने पैसे लगाए और स्पेसएक्स कंपनी की नींव रखी। इस कंपनी का प्राइमरी ऑब्जेक्टिव रियूजेबल रॉकेट्स बनाना था, ऐसे रॉकेट्स जो कि ना सिर्फ मार्स तक पहुंचे बल्कि अर्थ पर वापस सेफली लैंड भी कर सके। स्पेसएक्स का पहले 3 अटेम्प्ट फेल हुए। एलॉन के पैसे भी लगभग खत्म हो चुके थे। फिर भी एलॉन ने हार नहीं मानी और 28 सितंबर 2008 को उन्होंने फैल्कन 1 के साथ 4th ट्राई किया और इसके साथ उन्होंने अपने साथ की सारी रिसर्च ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस को पीछे छोड़ते हुए हिस्ट्री बना दी। इवन नासा हैड टू एक्नॉलेज हिज ह्यूज सक्सेस। उन्होंने नासा के साथ $1.5 बिलियन की डील साइन की, जो कि 11,236 करोड़ रुपयों के आसपास होते हैं, और बाकी की स्पेस एजेंसी से भी कई सारे प्रोजेक्ट साइन किए।
Wow, what a brilliant man. By the way, you just have mentioned about reusable rockets. You mean ऐसा rocket जो space में जाए अपना काम खत्म करके अर्थ पर आए और सेफली लैंड हो जाए. So, could you explain how Musk had made this?
Yes, let's have a look on this through a video first.
She could spit in the eyes of fools if they ask her to focus on strangers fighting in the dance hall. Oh man, look at those gay men go. It's the freakiest show. Take a look at the long man beating up the wrong guy. Oh man, wonder if you'll ever know who's in the best-selling show. Is their life on Mars?
तो जैसा कि आप सबने देखा, जब रॉकेट उड़ना शुरू करता है तब उसके साइड बूस्टर्स नीचे की तरफ फोर्स लगाकर उसे ऊपर लिफ्ट करते हैं। 2 मिनट बाद जब रॉकेट 44 किलोमीटर की ऊंचाई पर पहुंच जाता है तब उसके साइड बूस्टर्स अलग हो जाते हैं। उसके बाद रॉकेट अपने बूस्टर्स ऑन करता है और सैटेलाइट को एटमॉस्फेयर के बाहर लॉन्च करके वापस आ जाता है। जब साइड बूस्टर्स या फिर रॉकेट अर्थ के सरफेस के पास आने लगते हैं तब वो अपने बूस्टर्स ऑन करते हैं और ऊपर की तरफ को फोर्स एक्सर्ट करते हैं और उसी फोर्स के कारण रॉकेट के गिरने की स्पीड स्लो हो जाती है और रॉकेट सेफली लैंड हो जाता है।
Thanks, Siddharth. So now we are going to discuss about Elon Musk's ongoing project, and that is Neuralink. Imagine how cool it will be to have Iron Man's amazing suit. All you think in your brain is performed by the suit. Well, this is actually how Neuralink works. It collects the order directly from your brain cells and get them done. So, to provide you more information about this, I would like to call Rohit Saini to describe this.
Yeah, sure. So Neuralink is an American startup co-founded by Elon Musk. So I would like to divide my presentation into two parts. First, on the technology the company is based on, and another on what's Neuralink is all about. So first, let's get to the technology part. The technology Neuralink using their product is called brain-computer interface. A few people call it as brain-machine interface. Ever wondered how Iron Man shoots lasers and rockets from his suit without speaking or making any movement? He just think of shooting lasers and it just somehow magically happens. Turns out he is using the same technology, brain-computer interface. Or if you know about Stephen Hawking, he was a great scientist, but he was diagnosed with amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, in which he was basically paralyzed. So if he was paralyzed, how he managed to give such amazing theories about space and time? He is also using the same technology, brain-computer interface. So a question arises how it works. So to understand it, we first have to understand how our brain works. So our brain contains billions of nerve cells arranged in a pattern that they coordinate together. Brain sends and receives chemical and electrical signals throughout the body through these nerve cells, and we can record the electrical signals using electrodes, giving us a wave diagram on a computer screen, which can then be used to predict the move or whatever activity is going on in there. The technology was first started in 1924 by Hans Berg's discovery of electrical activity of the human brain and developed electroencephalography or EEG, which is nowadays used in medical practices. Now let's get to what Neuralink is doing with it. Neuralink is making brain implant chips, which they call the link, which will be implanted directly inside the human brain. Neuralink, with the help of robots, cut a 8mm hole inside the skull, placing electrodes directly inside the brain tissue and the link onto the hole. So why to implant inside the skull? How about recording the waves from outside, as you can see in Tony Stark and Stephen Hawking's image, or as it was done before Neuralink? So when neurons communicate, they create 5 types of waves, that is delta, theta, alpha, beta, and gamma. Gamma being the strongest and delta being the weakest among them. So by recording from outside, we can only record the gamma waves. Imagine experiencing a sports event from a microphone placed outside the stadium. From the roars of the crowd, you can tell when something good or bad happened to the whole team, but you will have a hard time distinguishing whether they scored or made a great defense play. Same is true with recording from outside. Now, what will be the benefits of using the link? With the link, user can control any computer like mobile phones, PC, or laptops without even touching them. And the application of the link are limitless. So you might be thinking, is it safe to use the link? So it is safe, but normal people will be getting to use it not before another decade. It will be first used on animals and then humans with permanent brain and spine damage. So that's it.
Wow, this sounds really interesting. I hope one day we will be able to use it too. We all know about the soul wrenching traffic that we used to face before the pandemic, and we all know that it would reappear with the departure of the virus. And for solving the exact problem, Elon came up with the Boring Company. To explain us more about it, I would like to call Ashmit Bish to join us.
Here are your thrilling Hollywood fantasies fighting in a zombie apocalypse, and for that, you would require a weapon. So, here's the solution not a flamethrower. Yes, you heard it right, not a flamethrower. But it's not true that Elon is secretly creating a zombie apocalypse to generate a demand for it. This should provide us with an idea of the boring work done by the Boring Company.
Wow, this sounds really interesting. So, can you tell me what the company is exactly for?
Yes, the company creates safe, fast to dig, and low cost transportation utility tunnels. So, the mission is to solve traffic, enable rapid point to point transportation, and transform cities.
All right. But why only tunnels?
Well, there are many reasons for it. Let me brief you about them. To solve the problem of traffic, you all would be knowing about the condition of traffic in India, the hectic traffic jams driving everyone crazy. To solve it, roads must go 3D. Today's roads incorporate 3D models like elevated highways and cloverleaf interchanges that are very expensive and disruptive to build. Tunneling networks is both 3D and provides high throughput transportation in an economically viable way. This would make the traffic a thing of the past.
Wow, imagine no traffic, no honking on the roads. That must be so peaceful. You previously mentioned about transforming our cities. Can you throw some more light on it?
Of course, existing transportation networks occupy valuable space in cities where land availability is scarce. On the other hand, tunnels minimize the usage of surface area. Taking transportation underground allows us to repurpose roads into community enhancing spaces and beautify our cities. All of this would open the doors for Hyperloop, unlocking high-speed regional transportation surpassing other alternatives. It would also enable access to individualized point-to-point high-speed transportation. Imagine reaching home from in a couple of seconds and switching on your media devices. Love that feeling.
You told us about all this. So, can you also explain about Loop?
Yes, it's an all-electric, zero-emission, high-speed underground public transportation system in which passengers are transported to a destination with no intermediate stops, also known as Teslas in tunnels.
Well, this sounds like a subway. So, what is the need for it?
Actually, it's an express public transportation system that resembles an underground highway more than a subway system. If a subway line had 100 stops, a train would typically stop at each station, as the trip between stop 1 and 100 would be long. In contrast, two passengers travel directly to their destination anywhere between stop 1 to 100 without stopping. It is also 95 miles per hour faster than the normal subway train, so no more waiting at the train stations like earlier.
So, what about the capacity of passengers? Is it like a public transport?
Loop passenger capacity is a function of the quantity of tunnels, quantity of stations, the size of stations, and the quantity of operating vehicles. The Las Vegas Convention Loop system is designed for 4,400 passengers per hour with three large stations. It is also the first commercially available operating loop system, while Vegas Loop is targeting 51,000 passengers per hour with 43 medium-sized stations.
But what about congested cities? Won't it take a lot of space? That would destroy the whole concept of it.
Unlike a subway, there is no practical upper limit to the number of stations that can be built along the tunnel route because stations can be as small as 2 parking spaces. Since stations require such a small footprint, they can easily be integrated in busy city centers, parking garages, and residential communities. This high density of stations will distribute AEV and foot traffic across many access points, providing more convenient entry and exit locations and reducing congestion in populated areas. If needed, larger stations can also be built.
Can it also protect us from natural disasters like earthquakes?
Yes, well, if designed properly, tunnels are some of the safest places to be during an earthquake. From a structural safety standpoint, the tunnels move uniformly with the ground in contrast to how surface structures react to earthquakes. Additionally, a large amount of earthquake damage is caused by falling debris, which does not happen inside of a tunnel. Some examples are 1994 Northridge earthquake, no damage to the Las Vegas subway tunnels; 1989 Loma Prieta earthquake, no damage to the tunnels which were used to transport rescue personnel; 1985 Mexico City earthquake, no damage to the tunnels which were used to transport rescue personnel.
Wow, all this was very informative. Now, I would like to move a step forward, and call Mridula Pal to explain us about the Hyperloop.
Yes, but first of all, I would like you to have the look on the project of Hyperloop through this video. A hyperloop is a high-speed mass transportation system for both passenger and freight transport. The term was invented to describe the modern open source project. Hyperloop is described as a sealed tube or systems of tube with low air pressure through which a pod may travel substantially free of air resistance or friction. The Hyperloop could potentially move people or objects at airline or hypersonic speeds while being energy efficient compared with existing high-speed rail system. This, if implemented, may reduce travel times compared to train and airplane travel over the distance of under approximately 1,500 kilometers. It has three major components: a tube, a pod, and the terminal. The tube is a large sealed, low pressure system that can be constructed above or below the ground. A couch runs inside this controlled environment and is often referred to as a pod. The pod employs magnetic or aerodynamic levitation along with electromagnetic or aerodynamic propulsion to glide along a fixed guideway. The terminal's arrivals and departures. This is the brief information about the futuristic project of Hyperloop.
So, all these were some of the major projects by Elon Musk, by which he is not only changing our lives, but is also changing the lives of our future generations. The most recent honors of Elon are: Musk was ranked #1 on Business Person of the Year 2020 list by Fortune magazine. On January 10, 2021, Musk was ranked #1 on Forbes Billionaires list. So that was all from our side. Now, we will be presenting a poll. hope you all can answer it well as it is based on the information we just provided you. The one who will score more will be also awarded with an appreciation certificate. And to proceed, over to you, Parnika.
I would like to thank all the presenters for sharing their knowledge on Nikola Tesla and Elon Musk, respectively. A big thanks to Sangeeta ma'am and Deepak sir as well. They have supported us throughout. Also, all the content shared today was thoroughly researched by each and every member of both the groups. Because of that, not only the attendees, but we ourselves are also taking back so much. And this would not have been possible without our principal, as she encouraged us to put up this whole program. That being said, I would like to call Mrs. Anita Kaul, our coordinator, to address the attendees.
Hello, Saloni ma'am, am I audible? Saloni ma'am, can you confirm, am I audible? Okay. Okay. Good afternoon, dear students and the teachers. Thank you so much, Panika, for having me here. And first of all, let me congratulate all of you and the team of the teachers also who have been behind the scene for preparing you people for this webinar. Very good program, very informative, very productive. Again, once again, I congratulate the whole team. Dear students, the more you will participate in such kind of programs, the more confident you will grow, and you will refine your communication skills as well as other skills which are required for you in the future to face the challenges in the world, right? The teachers will keep on providing you such kind of platform again and again, so that I don't see only the few of the students appearing for these kinds of webinars. I want to see whole lot of your strength which is there in the class 12 to participate and to gather more knowledge. I heard and I listened to so many of the speakers. I know a lot of efforts goes into it, and I know a lot of research has also been done by you people, and this is what the main objective behind conducting such kind of webinars is. We have been focusing on the experiential learning these days. We are focusing rather, and experiential ka sabse best example is this kind of thing where you people learn by yourself by doing all the things on your own. There the teachers are acting as the facilitators only, but real work has to be done by the students. And I once again will be thanking all the children who have put in such a great efforts to bring out such informative webinar and improve the knowledge of the children. And I hope in the next webinar I hope to see all other children also participating into these kinds of webinars. Right? Well done, children, and hope you keep on doing the good work. Thank you and all the best.
Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Saloni ma'am, I think we should wind up now.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.